I'm a 40-year-old female married to a wonderful man, 45, for the past 20 years. We have twins, an 18-year-old son and daughter, who are about to start college soon. We married young and built our lives around our family. As our kids prepared to leave the nest, I found myself searching for something because there was simply too much free time. A few months ago, I joined a local book club to pursue my love for reading and to connect with others. There, I met a man in his early 60s. He was insightful, engaging, and we bonded over shared interests. However, our interactions soon evolved into deeper emotional connections, and eventually, it became a physical connection that neither of us had power to put a stop to. My husband sensed something was off. After 2 decades together, he knows me better than anyone. When he confronted me, I panicked and lied to protect myself and avoid hurting him. I thought I could handle the situation on my own and that the affair would fade away, but the deceit only compounded the damage. Unbeknownst to me, my husband reached out to the affair partner. Sadly, AP confessed everything. My husband was devastated, not only by the affair, but by the level of deceit. We haven't told our children yet. They're about to start on a significant new chapter, and the last thing I want is to burden them with our issues. My husband says he wants to give our marriage another chance, but I can see the pain and mistrust in his eyes. It's like he's saying one thing with his mouth and another with his soul. We're both attending individual therapy. We tried marriage counseling, but he decided to pause it because he felt I wasn't fully forthcoming. I was still holding back details, though not anymore. I'm willing to bare my soul if that's what'd save my marriage. I've realized that my compulsive lying is a significant problem. By trying to protect him and myself, I've only inflicted more harm. I'm struggling with immense guilt and self-loathing. I don't know how to move forward. How do I rebuild trust after such a profound betrayal? How can I support my husband through his pain while also addressing my own issues with honesty and self-sabotage? Thank you for taking the time to read this. Update 1. After some deep conversations with my husband, I divulged more information about the affair thinking he already had an idea of it. It turns out that my affair partner hadn't disclosed the physical aspects of our relationship when my husband initially contacted him. Since D-Day, I had blocked the AP and had no contact, so I wasn't aware of the fact. When my husband discovered that there was more to the affair than he initially thought, he was devastated all over again. He got in my face and I had to confirm the details. It was like D-Day all over again. Poor him. After some more in-depth conversation, we both come to realize that over the years, we've lost our sense of selves. Our codependency eroded our communication skills and contributed to the breakdown of our marriage. My husband believes that a separation might be necessary. He feels that time apart could help us rediscover ourselves and potentially rebuild a healthier relationship in the future. He's also decided that we need to tell our children about what's happening. With them about to start college, I'm incredibly worried about how this will affect them. I don't want to add stress to their lives at such a pivotal moment, but I also understand that they deserve to know what's happening. I'm scared that this separation might do more harm than good. While he has family around to support him, I'm concerned about the distance and lack of communication. I fear it might widen the gap between us instead of helping us heal. For those who feel that reconciliation is going well, did a period of separation and no contact help or hinder your progress? How did your children handle the news if they were told? Update 2. After our last difficult conversation, my husband asked me to leave the house. I'm currently staying at a motel, trying to process everything that's happened. What hurts the most is that he told our twins about my affair before I had the chance to speak with them myself. I wish I could have shared my side with them as well, as we had discussed previously. Now they refuse to talk to me, and it's tearing me apart. Yesterday, my husband came by the motel. He said he needed more details about the affair, the emotional and physical aspects. He asked why I did it, how long it lasted, and whether I enjoyed it. I was as honest as I could be without crushing his soul. It was one of the hardest conversations I've ever had. I just wanted to run away and hide, but I knew I owed him the truth. He seemed numb, repeatedly saying it didn't feel real. Hearing him say, I thought we had a happy marriage was devastating. We did. I realize that now, and there's nothing I want more than our marriage back. Now I'm at a loss for what to do next. My head and heart ache, and I can't imagine what he's going through. We both mentioned wanting to work towards reconciliation, but I'm not even sure where to start. Is there any hope when things have reached this point? I'm also deeply concerned about my relationship with my children. Has anyone else experienced their kids shutting them out after something like this? How did you handle it? I can't believe I've blown everything in my life apart because I wanted to experience something new, even if it was only fleeting. How stupid. Final update. Reconciliation has failed. My husband came over yesterday and told me that he wants a divorce. He said he can no longer be with me and that he feels disgusted by what I've done. He also mentioned that he's reached out to the affair partner again and uncovered all the painful details I had withheld. Hearing him say these things has absolutely broken me. I knew there was a possibility that our marriage might not survive this, but facing the reality is far more devastating than I imagined. Maybe, just maybe, if he stopped relying so much on former AP for information, we could have had a shot at working this out. To add to everything, I've recently been diagnosed with a chronic non-life-threatening disease that has been in my family before. This news has only intensified my emotional turmoil. I'm struggling and I'm worried about the impact all of this will have on our children, who still aren't speaking to me and have blocked me everywhere. Forgiving myself feels like an insurmountable challenge when I've ruined the most important relationships in my life. I'm also concerned that I won't be able to become the person my husband and children need me to be for their healing, because I feel so broken myself. I wish I had not done what I did. Why did I have to do it? Story 2. I was a cheater and I regret it. The reasons I did it are irrelevant. It doesn't matter the reason because I was wrong. It was a bad thing for me to do to someone who trusted me, and it's not who I want to be. However, a background, since I'm sure you're curious. We were together for 5 years at the time. He had 3 teenage boys with his high school sweetheart, and she ended up stealing, cheating, and leaving him with the kids for almost a year before coming back to play the good mom. His kids had grown up a bit and wanted to be with their dad, which I understood. I tried my best to mentally prepare living with that many boys in the house, but I wasn't prepared for it. I hated being at home. They made a mess of the place, and he didn't make them clean up or anything. I was in a losing battle in my own home and had no support from him while he drank and passed out in the lazy boy every night. I slept alone, ate alone, cleaned alone, and went to friends' houses and events alone. I didn't know what to do, what he needed, what I needed, what the right thing to do was. I did try talking to him, but it just didn't get through for some reason or another. I could blame his drinking, but I could also blame my own communication skills because I gave up on talking to him. Because of my frustrations in the home, I wasn't wanting to have as much sex there or with him. So I decided to cheat with a guy who would come into my office and flirt with me. We would talk a lot about things we had in common and our hobbies. We would even hang out together, a small common group of friends. I told him very clearly that I wasn't leaving my man. I just wanted to cheat and have someone to talk, vent to, and he fully accepted it for what it was. He would take me back to his place after hanging out with friends and drop me off back home at the end of the evening. It was fairly straightforward, and I didn't really catch strong feels like most people seem to. I think because I really do love my man in my heart, but we had connected in various ways and I was attached to him at some point at some level. He had his own relationship problems with an ex, and so we were each other's vent-safe space. In the end, I got caught via computer. Left my messages on Facebook open, he read the whole thing while I was at work, and I came home to a drunk, angry boyfriend. It was a shit show, an argument that went on for weeks, but we didn't want to end the relationship because we were now 6 years in and still loved each other, and then we did something truly stupid. We tried bringing my cheater man into our sex life. Was it exciting? Hell yes. Was it good for our relationship? Hell no. Eventually, other guy got a girlfriend and our sexcapade stopped. My boyfriend and I have stayed together since then, trying our best. We did couples counseling, but then we lost our funding for that after a year. Poor people can get donations from churches and other places for therapy. We had many talks about the future and have done our best to work through it, but it still hasn't been enough. He doesn't trust me the way he used to, and our intimate moments haven't changed very much. I still sleep alone, eat alone, and hang with friends and attend events alone, but we sometimes have sex and we still do things to take care of each other. We aren't breaking up, but we are separating our living situation. I completely regret everything about what I did. I don't know exactly what I should have done, but it wasn't that. Now I have to watch him leave our home together after almost 11 years, 7 living together. And although we aren't breaking up, it still hurts and is difficult. If you are reading this and were considering cheating, just don't. It won't fill whatever is missing from your life. Either talk to your partner about your feelings or break up, and save both of yourselves the heartache and drawn-out pain. If you are reading this and have been cheated on, I am sorry. I'm sorry from everyone like me who wishes they could take it back. I'm sorry we hurt you and betrayed your trust. You don't deserve that, and it was a shitty thing to happen, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry to hear about the difficult situation you've been through. Acknowledging your mistakes and expressing genuine regret is a significant first step toward healing and personal growth. It sounds like you faced a lot of challenges in your relationship, and the added complexities made things even more difficult to navigate. Your reflection on how cheating didn't solve any problems, but instead created more pain is a powerful message. It takes courage to admit when we're wrong and to share our experiences in the hope that others might learn from them. Perhaps focusing on open communication and seeking professional support individually could help you work through these emotions. Healing is a process, and it's important to be patient with yourself as you work toward understanding and growth. Thank you for sharing your story. Your honesty may help others reconsider their choices and encourage them to address their relationship issues more constructively.